Hiya.
Hiya.
Why so many slides? Say one thing lah. That's why Uncle Roger would never survive working Siemens or BMW in Germany. He would just rage quitting after only 1 week.
Oh no, I go.
In Germany, we don't work, we plan to work. And if you think that meetings are unbearable, well, wait until you see what comes after. If you watch until the end of the video, you will understand. You may be also trapped in a feedback sandwich. If this is the first time you're here, my name is Eric. I'm from Hong Kong. I lived in Canada, the UK, mainland China, and now in Germany. In Germany, I date more than 50 girls from around the world, including Russians, Ukrainians, Colombians, Iranians, you name it. I work in finance, sales, IT transformation, and innovation. I have seen some planning meetings last longer than some of the people's relationships. I'm not a comedian like Uncle Roger, but this kind of office life, I must talk about them. When I first joined a huge German company, I thought that my work is to do the work. But it ended up that I plan the work, I align on the work, I synchronize about the work without actually doing the work itself. One file, 200 versions, yes, 200, and one project with 14 alignment meetings in 1 week. And by the way, if this is the first time you're here in this channel, this is German Panda channel. I like to roast German life, including working life, with Hong Kong spice. If you'd like to see me in pain, remember to subscribe so that I can continue to survive in this chaos. When I was in finance, there's something called planning dialogue. It's basically just a fancy way of saying that you are making a guess 200 times for how much profit or revenue you're going to get next year. Don't even get me started with strategic dialogue, which is basically planning for the next 3 years. What's the strategy? Well, the easiest way is that McKinsey comes in, send you 148 slides PowerPoint and saying that, hey, let's disband the department we actually suggested to establish 4 years ago. And then the whole cycle repeats. My planning dialogue file has 200 versions. Literally final version 177 PPTX. That's crazy. Why Germans plan like planning on moon landing? Germans are super direct. If they don't like something, they would say directly, even say it doesn't make sense. But Dutch are even further, even more brutal. I had some Dutch colleagues from different entities, even external business partners. They would say things that I will only ever imagine in my mind, but never imagine saying that out loud in the business meetings. For example, they would say, "This is a stupid idea," directly to your face. I was kind of like, what the f***? In Asia, definitely is not as direct. For example, in mainland China, you talk to someone about it, they will say, oh yeah, it sounds really good. We will consider that. 研究. In mainland China basically means that there is something that they do not like about it. They wouldn't tell you directly to your face. In fact, you need to spend perhaps 5 or 6 times or even 10 times attacking from different angles, talking to different people, trying to get a clue of what exactly was blocking the road. That is crazy, right? In Europe, they say it directly to your face. In Asia, they say, yeah, it's fantastic, and then silently blacklisting you. And Dutch people are like German people on steroid. It would be good if you can take it, but otherwise it's quite hard to bear with. It took me some time to get used to it, but after you pass the threshold, actually you kind of like it. Like a surgery, it's better to clean and once and for all get it done, rather than muddling around. So, conclusion, German, Dutch feedback, I like. In Europe, ding ding. Hey, how are you doing? Oh, the weather's really nice. It's sun shining, right?
5 minutes later.
By the way, finally get to the point. In Hong Kong, you pick up the phone. Hey, I'm Eric. I'm from Department A. Are you from Department B? Oh yes, I need this document by Friday. If you have any questions, call this number back. Thank you. Bye. Done. Just say what you wanna. Too polite already. Well, having said that, in Asia it's not always very direct, of course. Also, in mainland China, I remember I was working in sales. We met a client 3 times, and at the end of the meeting, I asked my local boss, hey, we talked to them 3 times already. I had zero idea whether they liked the product or not, let alone talking about the price. And he said that, yeah, young guy, I know you're from Hong Kong, you have no patience. But here in mainland China, you need to build your relationship and talk to them at least 5 or 6 times before you even start to talk about interest, let alone talking about the price. 唔係吧? Over politeness in calls and emails, I don't like. Conclusion. Planning is good, but Germany, this is like Olympic sports, which I do not like. Feedback is direct, is brutal, but effective and not wasting time. This I like. Conference calls, small talks, good weather, bad weather, I don't care. You need a therapist, you need patience, you need... Anyway, I don't like. However, I survived, I adapt, and I still have chili sauce in my drawer. Uncle Roger would be very proud of me. If you've ever been lost with calls and emails with Westerners, leave me in the comments below and let me know what's your pain. Remember, like, subscribe so that we can build a community for people who say 唔係話 for their work. See you next time.